Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. The Chiefs are a 1.5-point favorite against the Eagles this weekend, and FanDuel has all the action covered. Whether it's betting on Mahomes' passing yards, Kelsey's receptions, or locking in a same-game parlay, FanDuel makes it easy with fast payouts and tons of ways to win. And don't forget, tune in every Friday to Chief Concerns for our best 5-leg same-game parlay of the week, along with JD's 10 keys to victory to get you ready for game day. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of, we changed the name of it, Keys and Cash with Dunn and Dash. That was the name we changed it to. I hope everyone's doing well on this lovely Friday evening. No NFL tonight, so you guys can just watch college football, watch a reality show, watch a TV show, watch a movie, or you can watch our show tonight. And of course, everyone is waiting for the long-awaited JD's Keys to Victory. I know last week is the season premiere of the show, which came at the end of our other show. Phenomenal. Did a great job with that. So I can't wait to hear what he's got to say tonight. But yeah, I noticed in the advertisement there, I did that like on Monday. We were a 1.5-point favorite at the time, but now we are a 1.5-point underdog. So you probably get us good. I know Nick Wright was talking about on First Things First today. You could get good money on the Chiefs right now as an underdog at home. Not really many times you see this. I think it's only the second time we've seen that, and the only other time actually when we were underdog at home, I believe we lost that game. So take it for what you will. I'm me. I'm backing the Chiefs, baby. I'm backing it big time, and as it is the betting show, and I'm a Mahomes guy. This is how I'm rocking today, guys. Don't bet against Kansas City, baby. Don't bet against us. Don't bet against us. So you get already a little a preview to what my bet will be later on in the show, in the betting show. But yeah, so we got Keys to Victory tonight with JD. He'll be joining us shortly. I think he's probably setting up right now. And then on the other end, we got Keys of Cash with Dunn and Dash. Teja will be jumping on here later on and really getting after it with his bets. Our bets very differ big time this week. So, again, nice variety. And last week we went 2 for 4. Both of us did. So, 2 for 4 because the fifth one, most sports books actually voided is FanDuel. Our friends at FanDuel voided Xavier Worthy because he got hurt in the first quarter. And most sports books will void a bet of a player if he gets hurt in the first quarter. So that's what happened last week. So 2 for 4. We lost the game. Had Worthy played, probably would have hit the bet, to be quite honest with you. But yeah. So who do we got in the chat right now? Linda Hunter, what is going on, Linda? Hope you are doing well this evening. Optimus James, my guy. There he is. What's up, buddy? Tony Gunn, what up, Tony? What's up, TG? Andrea, what's going on, Andrea? Chiefs again. What's up, bud? Why isn't this game not on prime time? I don't know. What is I think the prime time game this week's Atlanta and Minnesota. I don't know. I mean, I know we have 9 primetime games this year, so maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some rule against the 10. I don't know. Or what it is actually, because I know Fox is doing like a whole like live set at the game. Like that, I mean, today, First Things First was there, and I know the whole morning show on Sunday, the Fox pregame will be there as well. And I wonder if that was like more baked into the contract that because the game was on Fox last year, that the rematch would be on Fox as well, hence making it the 425 Tom Brady game. So I wonder if that has something to do with it. They have the kind of the guarantee over the rematch. Sure, there's some television network contractual thing as to reason why. But you're right, Chiefs. Again, that should have been a primetime game. Nonetheless, 425 game on the East Coast, 325 for everybody in the Kansas City and the Midwest. So yeah, this is Fox's thing. So yeah, my guess is contractually they had whatever the Super Bowl was. they had the rights to that rematch on Fox. So that's probably what it was in the end. Optimistic James. So Coach Burks and JD. Travis Kelce came the next morning after that Wednesday episode and said just what I said. He was slouching and he regrets that decision. Tell them, Kelce. Yeah. But also, too, he is a veteran, right? He's going to take the blame. I think that's one thing we noticed with our team. Mahomes, every game, be it the Super Bowl, be it any game, he always takes the blame for anything. Kelsey's also a leader on the team, too. So, again, that also comes with the territory of being the leader of the team. So, you're going to take the blame whether you think so or not. But, again, nice to see Kelsey taking the blame for it and not blaming it on Xavier Worthy. Again, it was a combination of both guys' faults. Man, as JD kind of said, like, Worthy kind of went up too high. Then when it came down, by the time he came down, Kelsey's right there getting shoved. Again, I mean, it's football. That's what happens. Friendly fire sometimes not, So Mike Brennan, this is Fox's prime game. They fought for the rights to this game. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it was. It has to be, right? And I think it wouldn't have mattered whether it was Chiefs, Eagles. I think whatever the Super Bowl was, I think they had to guarantee the right of that rematch game, or the rematch coverage of it. So there you go. I think it's what it is. So yeah, appreciate you, Mike. What's up, buddy? I hope you are ready to lock in some wagers tonight, some friendly wagers. Drew A79. What's up, Drew? Go Chiefs. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Benny Satz. Happy Red Friday, Chiefs Kingdom. Hey, all day. I don't know if you guys got to watch the Nick Wright's coverage. First things first of being at the Power Light District. Pretty good stuff. There was an Eagles fan there who grew up in Kansas City, and then Nick Wright didn't let him talk to explain why he was a Chiefs fan. All right, to explain why he's an Eagles fan and grew up in Kansas City. So I thought that was funny. But nonetheless, Nick Wright was the only one on the First Things First show to say the Chiefs were going to win. So big bragging rights for the guy, and I'm sure many of us, because I saw ESPN. What was it, the morning show? Good morning, not Good Morning Football. Get Up. The entire crew, Orlowski, Damian Woody, all of them said Chiefs were going to lose. So again, we like bulletin board material, so put all that stuff on the board. I'm sure the guys will get after it this weekend and, really bounce back from not only the Super Bowl loss as well as the opener's loss too. So I'm excited for Sunday. I can't wait for Sunday. I want the 1 o'clock games to just fast forward right so we go right to the 4:25 games. It's going to be a good one. I know no Worthy this week. And also, let's take a moment here to kind of applaud Xavier Worthy. Talking about a guy who's probably my size, maybe a little less than me, really. A little taller, maybe a little less in weight. But we're about the same, 170. I'm 5'8", 170. He's 5'10", 5'11", 170. The fact that this guy had a shoulder injury, some were saying could be out for 2 to 4 weeks. Not even out this week. Not even listed as inactive. He's listed as doubtful, which probably he's not going to play. Doubtful really usually means the guy's not going to play. However, the fact that there's even a discussion today, and he's trying to, he's going on his Instagram account saying free one. He wants to play. This kid wants to play. And I know a lot of people were scared when we first drafted, saying, "Oh, we got this little small guy. He's going to get hurt." And one of the big things about him was he's a tough son of a gun. I'm talking about a guy who, when he was at college, played a season with a broken hand. I mean, come on. Played a season with a broken hand. So, I mean, separated shoulder. I've never had a separated shoulder. I've heard horror stories about separated shoulders. But again, man, give this guy some credit, dude. We're talking about a slight dude, weight-wise. And people say, oh, he needs to get girthy a little bit, which is fine. He needs to put on some muscle. That's fine. But, the fact that the guy's still playing through it, man, that's tough, and he wants to play. And I obviously, Andy and the fellas, they all see the long game, right? It's only week 2, no reason to rush him back to this game. But hey, I give him all the credit in the world, man. A true warrior. And we always talk about dogs, and I think the word calling a guy a dog is too loose. People use it too loosely about anybody. No, this guy's a dog, and we wanted dogs. I think Xavier Worthy's your dog, man. And I know he's nice kid. But he's a dog, dude. Broken hand playing in college, and now he's playing through a separated shoulder, catching balls in practice. Gotta love that. Mike Brennan was having a hard time finding wagers to place on Chiefs individual receivers besides Hollywood. There weren't any options I found. I believe there were options on FanDuel, or sponsor the show FanDuel. But yeah, around 4 or 5 o'clock today, I saw them list some options. I don't know if they've taken them off, but FanDuel was one of the ones that did have that. So I don't know. I don't know I haven't checked since making my wagers earlier. So I'm kind of all locked in on college football for tomorrow. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. But at least at 4 o'clock today, East Coast time, you could bet on. I think Juju and Hollywood were the only two I saw. No, I didn't see anybody else though for the Chiefs side of things. Well, Kelsey, but that was about it. Will W. Worthy, he is a dog too. He really is, man. I mean, like, it's nuts. And I think a lot of people get to this, like, the negative connotation about, like, the small guys. Like, oh, man, it hurt. You know, and I remember, like, when we drafted him, right, he missed, like, the first, like, few weeks of minicamp with the hamstring thing. Everyone's like, oh, man, here we go. Small guy injuries. Here we go. That's why we shouldn't draft him. But, like, the guy's a gamer, dude. And you got to love that. And, you know, it was up to him. He probably played in this game on Sunday, you know. And also, too, another thing that kind of adds to it, I would say. So you got Rice, who's suspended for 6 games. Worthy, it was going to be the bar none, wide receiver 1, no questions asked. You probably had a big game plan last week. Andy kind of hinted at it, like, you know, probably not having a big game plan or, you know, having to kind of rip up that game plan and do some different things. And that's kind of a slow start maybe. But he was going to be the guy. And he's going to be the guy for the next 6 weeks. So now he misses week 1, essentially, after to play 3. He misses week 2. He's probably going to rush back for week 3, and he'll probably play based on being doubtful into this game. He'll probably play next week. So, I mean, this guy wants to take an opportunity of being the wide receiver 1. So, and in his second year, knowing the offense last year, he was still getting to know the offense, so it was kind of tough. But he took it on admirably. But he was going to be the guy this year, and I know for a fact it has to be. These guys are all competitive dudes. Has to be at play here, him trying to rush back and playing and being the solidified guy until Rashee Rice gets back. So 2 weeks down, not being able to do it, but I think week 3, hopefully, and maybe I saw they had given me extra padding. And I've seen some, like, a bunch of doctors say the re-injury risk is high on that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. So yeah, and our guy Jason Dunn is in. Okay, so he's not set up for dungeon yet, but he's in here right now. There he is. What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother? What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Everyone's hyped up and waiting for the keys, baby. The keys.
Ah, okay. Keys to victory is today. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yeah.
JD, first things first, the Nick Wright show on FS1 was at Power and Light District. That's where they did their show today.
Yeah, I think they would do it down there.
Yeah, and then Will Shields came on as a guest for a little bit. And he talked about this. Is interesting. This is stuff that, you know, people talk about, you know, Mitchell Schwartz going and helping out in camp. He actually talked about how he was actually helping out. He helps out with the guys from time to time. He helps out with Kingsley and Josh Simmons. And I thought that was awesome to hear that he was like one of the guys kind of in their ear. And if you're gonna have one guy in your ear, that's one of the guys you want in your ear.
Come on, man. The man's got a gold jacket for a reason. He's one of the best ever to do it. And so if you don't have him in your corner, I mean, I don't know who else you're gonna call. That's for real. I mean, seriously, man. You talking about the number of starts, how he played the game, how he approached it, just his mentality and his psychological fortitude to detail of everything that was going on. And I watched him for 8 years. I watched this man do an incredible job over and over again, fighting beside him. And so, yeah, that's Will. That's what Will does, man. I'm glad to hear that because, like you said, I don't know who you would call to get somebody right.
Yeah. I mean, both the guys from that left side we were there, you have both Wills, Willie Rope and Will Shields. Both guys would be great guys to have in your corner for Kingsley and Josh Simmons.
Oh, absolutely, no question about it. Definitely that.
Heck of a way to be introduced to the NFL, but with hearing those two in your corner.
Yeah. So these guys, man, I tell you what, if you're looking for some type of knowledge, okay, that can help prepare your guys to a better level, go get the best. And so getting Will is absolutely the best. So that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, get Tamba too. They're able to help out, get guys, there and ready. So if these guys are listening, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't listen, but I hope they are listening to this. Then that's what this thing is all about. Learn something from it.
Some of the best, man. Some of the best Chiefs alumni. Number one, baby. Number one.
Oh yeah. So what's going on, man? How's everything else going, man? We say what's up. Who's all in here tonight, man? Will is in here. What's up, Will? Will's already here. Front row street to greatness. All day, baby. Playing against the greatest, I like to put myself in the category, man, because I was folding up a lot of dudes. I don't think a lot of people could do the job I was doing.
No way.
I appreciated everything about it. I did. Optimistic James is here. Sports Car, what's up from down there, Australia? Down under, Barney is here. Who else we got? Noah John Marshall, what up? Benny Satz, what's going down? Benny Satz, Monica Sloan, about time. What up, about time? Drew A79, Mike Brennan is here. Good deal. Good deal. Chiefs again. Andre Chenault, Tony Gunn, Linda Hunter. What's up, man? Everything's starting to get a little heated. Get up in here. And so, yes, sir. We're going to have, I want to come in, at least talk to you for a little bit, see what was going on before we do keys to victory. So,
I'm excited. I see a bet in the chat. We got a little bet in here. So I guess there's an Eagles fan who says Chiefs lose, the Eagles own the Chiefs. And Optimistic Jane says, Barney, I will wear a purple suit next week if the Eagles win. Uh-oh. A purple suit? Hey, man, a little Joker. Well, a little Joker action coming on here when Optimistic James hops in the show. I love that.
Yeah. That's a good bet right there. So I know Optimistic James don't want to be in a purple suit. Okay. Don't want to be.
Now, I wonder what Barney will give us. Well, what's the Eagles fan in the chat? And Barney, if you're still here, what are you going to give us if you lose the bet? We want to see you wear some kind of red something. You got to come on the show on Monday and talk to us if the Eagles lose to the Chiefs. Come on, Barney, play along, baby, play along, Barney.
Stakes might be a little bit too high for Barney. Barney, like, I just wanted to come here and talk a little noise. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah, that was it. That's all. That's all I wanted to do. Okay. There's more than that. So, but now, man, shoot. Go with the Eagles. Look, it's going to be a good game. We understand that. We two very talented teams. They played in the Super Bowl last year. Played in the bowl. So they was the two best teams in the NFL. So how everybody looked at it and sliced it. Shoot, Chiefs 15-2. I mean, what was the Eagles' record? I mean, what was they coming into the game? You know,
they 14-3 maybe. Eagles record
14-3. Probably have more than 3 losses, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, 14-3.
Okay, all right.
It felt like they had more because the whole the tension with Sirianni on the sidelines during the year. You know, it was like when he was getting all the boos and stuff, and then when they won the following game, he's doing that to them. So it felt like they had a lot more losses than they actually did.
Sirianni and his antics, boy, he's something else. He is something else. That's for sure. That's when he left up out here. Huh? What do you think, man? What now?
That's right.
I'll tell you what now. All right. Don't worry. We got some.
That's also another thing. I totally forgot about that. The last time he was in Kansas City was that where he did that, where he ran the tunnel talking crap.
Yeah. That's right. He did. You know?
I hope the Chiefs. I hope whoever goes to Arrowhead, anybody in the chat going to Arrowhead this weekend, I hope you guys remember that. So I hope you guys give it to them real good when they come out on the field and when they're on offense.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on things? You know, I know you was talking a little bit about Xavier Worthy, you know, and
yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I was kind of making kind of commentary on when we drafted him, because I remember we did a post draft show that night we drafted him, and I remember all the talk, right? You had people who were really excited about getting the fast guy, but then you had the negatives, right? You had people like, well, another small guy, he's gonna get hurt all the time. And it was like, okay, all right. And then we do a little more research, right? Guy played with a broken hand in Texas during one season, and he had a really good season. And then this week, right, separated shoulder, people were saying, oh, it could be out for the season, 2 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. I heard everything. Then today, he gets practice last 2 days, limited, but practice. And a lot of people said it couldn't be done. He wasn't going to do that. And I think it's something that people sometimes will judge a book by its cover. And this is generally not just football, it's just anything. Just because a guy's 5'10", 170, a drink of water, it's like, oh man, he's soft. You get labeled as that. No, not every guy who's 5'10", 170 is gonna be a soft player. And none of these guys are soft anyway, regardless of guys injury prone or not. But he was injury prone. He came in, played all season last year, comes in, hurts his shoulder in the third play of the game, and all week you see him on Instagram, free one this. He wants to play. I mean, the guy wants to play. Out there with padding over his shoulder, catching balls today and yesterday. Actually, I don't think he had as much padding on his shoulder today. But nonetheless, it's like, for all those people who thought we drafted this soft dude, think again, man, because Xavier Worthy's not a soft dude at all. And I hope he gained a lot of respect for people in Chiefs Kingdom who thought we drafted this soft guy. I hope if he thought that, it's like, well, this guy's the real deal. 4 days after or 5 days after a separated shoulder, the guy's out there practicing and not even ruled out for this game. Doubtful, but not out. So like he could still play. I mean, probably not. He won't play as a doubt, but like there's still a possibility. But the fact they didn't rule him out, I mean, that's nuts. It tells you how tough this dude is.
And I know he's probably pushed for all of it. He's like, yeah, man, let me see what it feels like. See if I can catch it. If there's, a little discomfort, let me make it let me determine it. And I know they're with him every step of the way to figure out, like, if this is something that's doable. But also, too, I think what you have to do with the Chiefs, the Chiefs had to do with the Eagles, is you got to put in their head that this guy could actually play. And so what do you do when you're trying to defend the Chiefs? Do you put Xavier Worthy in as a guy that you have to look after? Or, are you staying like, hey, look, he may play, he may not play. So there's a lot of uncertainty there that you got to play, right? That is part of that gamesmanship that you have to do. And good, leave it at the ambiguity out there. You should. They don't need to know everything, right? So, sure, we'll let it. Hey, we'll see. We'll see what's going to turn into. But like you said, just the simple fact that he's a tough guy who even thought about coming out here to even play says a lot about who he is and what he's made of. Okay, so you could call it that. I think I said the other day that Travis hits him, and he's 170 pounds with weights in his pocket, soaking wet. Hey, but he's a tough son of a gun. He's a tough son of a gun. So what did optimistic James said? Trav said he came lazy off the line. Number one, was trying to adjust, and that was his fault. I knew if you could see the one trying to get back, according to Travis, adjust his route. So the mesh concept, the shallow cross concept is still the same. There's no difference in that. And so, like I said, when Travis did come off, he kind of shook him because he knew, I got to get up. When Travis is supposed to go up more, the linebacker pushes him, right? I said that. It pushes him kind of down. So which hurt his, his depth of the route. But also, too, you see Worthy, he's running, and he's the one that sets the depth of the route. So even if he wants to run 1, 2, 4, or 5, Worthy's got to run to get open. Worthy's got to run to set it up for Trav, to go ahead and run the pick route. It's a pick route. So, and Trav, took it on his shoulders. I wouldn't say it was all Trav, but both those guys. I said two things happened. X getting up, trying to angle back down. Trav getting pushed by the linebacker. Collision. That's how the things happen, man. That's how things happen. And really with that, there's, you got to play within the confounds of what you do. Somebody's like, well, Trav changes his route all the time. But there's also a concept that you got to stick with. There is. There's the reason that you run routes the particular way. And so this route was made so Xavier Worthy gets open on man. Okay? If X doesn't get it, then Trav, he comes off of that pick route and say, man, I'm one-on-one. He catches the football. But, it didn't work out the way that it should have. Okay? And this is where we at. But with that being said, the way everything turned out for Xavier Worthy, man, I'm very hopeful for a return very soon.
Dodged a bullet there with Xavier Worthy big time.
Yeah, sure did.
I mean, the fact that he's doubtful probably means, obviously we think it's gamesmanship. Probably not going to play this week, but probably means likely to play week 3 at least. The fact that he was doubtful in practicing the last 2 days. So yeah, tough son of a gun.
Yeah, he just got to get used to the harness and all those different things too. The padding, how does it feel? Is it comfortable? Once it gets into that comfort level and knowing maybe, taking a hit and how he feels, will take him a little time, but this is good for him to even get out there for practice, Marcus. Daggone. Come on.
Man. And, all these Twitter doctors saying that he was going to be done for the year. So that's why we don't listen to the Twitter doctors, guys.
Who said that?
Well, there was, I remember right after the injury, there were so many like these guys who were sharing like all these guys with the MD next to their name on Twitter. It's like, oh yeah, it's definitely this. Probably go for 6 to 8 weeks at least. And it's like, okay, relax here. Let's wait. Let's let me get the X-ray. Let's get the MRI. Let's get all these things going on here. I get it. Sometimes people want to see, it's like asking ChatGPT or WebMD, what is this? What does this mean when I have this injury? You look for that stuff, and you have these Twitter docs going on there and like giving like reports on like, oh yeah, with this kind of injury, easily 8 to 10 weeks, that kind of thing. So
what is that I heard Denzel say? He said it's not about being right, it's about being first.
Yeah,
coming out. That's what drives traffic your way. Let me be first to say this as opposed to being right. So we see a lot of that.
Too much of that. I mean, just in the last few days. I mean, I don't want to get. I'm not gonna get into like the whole what happened over the last few days, but like all these people posting pictures of random people saying, "Oh, it was definitely this person, and giving addresses to people who like had nothing to do with the incident that happened in Utah. And it's like, these are people's lives we're messing with. I mean, that's like that kind of stuff. That's scary stuff to get into. But seeing all these people just posting random people's names and addresses and phone numbers, it's like, what do you do? Let law enforcement handle that stuff. Crazy.
Well, the thing is, when tragic things like this happen, when people lose their lives, first thing that comes out is emotion and anger and pain and hate and all these different things, which is the wrong way to go. And so still the same thing, we want to be first as opposed to being right. And so, I know in my faith as a Christian, you're not supposed to repay evil with evil. That's tenement of what we believe. So it's crazy how these things happen, and it's shameful. It is absolutely shameful. So, man, listen, like I said, we just talking about like just in this world in itself, when we talk about just in the football world, okay, it's the same thing getting out there. I think I remember I seen Gronk. They was talking about Gronk getting up there and saying something about all these guys are bickering. And I'm like, Gronk, you ain't ever had a fight with Tom and you never said anything? Really?
Brady gets a yelling match with Josh McDaniels on the sideline every game.
Huh?
Brady would get to arguments with Josh McDaniels every game.
All the time. All the time. To the point it looked like they were going to swing on each other. They were trying to get all those fired. They were trying to get each other fired, it seemed like. But then then they made up. But that's the process of like trying to get to a place of understanding. This is what it means to be a championship team. And Gronk should know this because he's watching, a team that's accomplishing some of the things that they've accomplished and even more, if you will. And so he should know the mindset. He should understand some of these things, right? So Gronk ain't smart enough to even have a fight. Couldn't think of a comeback. I think, man, he had to say something. And I think that's where he went to. So that drives views, right? That whole, it drives viewership up.
Uh-huh.
So,
but it's funny. Between Brady and Gronk, it's interesting, right? I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen Gronk make comments about the Chiefs, like, saying negative stuff about the Chiefs. Whereas Brady, on the other hand, he's overly complimentary. And this is a guy who, people say, Mahomes is competing for Brady's legacy and all that stuff. And like, this guy's really embraced Mahomes. He sees him as he's talking about how he's so similar to him. He says he sees a lot of himself in Mahomes. And he's also part owner of the Raiders too. So it's like, for all those reasons, he could be a bitter, former player, but he's not. He's embraced Mahomes fully. And like, that's the way he was on Colin Cowherd's show talking about, he loves what he saw from Josh Simmons, the offensive line. And he says, once those guys get together, you're going to see this team, look like the team from a couple of years ago as far as offensive scoring wise. So like, it's interesting to see the difference between Gronk and Brady when they talk about the Chiefs.
Well, Marcus, he sees a lot of himself in Patrick Mahomes. He sees that. And so I think it's why he's able to really relate to how this team goes, because he understands it all has to run through Patrick Mahomes. And what Patrick Mahomes is trying to do, he's trying to wheel his guys to win. He's trying to do everything possible to win and putting guys in the right position. And he's seen it. When you talk about games, to one touchdown and 1 point score games. And we had a record right there, 17 in a row until they got broken. That's what it was. And so Tom sees that. He's like, man, this kid right here, he's got it. He's got that in him. What I recognize I had in me and what I was fighting so hard to be. He has that. And he's talked to him. He's listened to him in interviews. And he's You can see the greatness in it. It's not there to be diminished by no means. If anything, it should be celebrated. So everybody, the Chiefs have done this and that, blah, blah, blah. Tom Brady's like, man, they still got Patrick Mahomes. They still got a me over there. And like me, I know, regardless of what y'all say out here, this guy that's throwing the football, who is the leader of this group, you still got a shot and you got a chance to win this game. Tom Brady believes in him. He believes in that. So it's good. He said, I think Kevin Hart fired Travis on the podcast this week with his jabs. I haven't seen it. Is it funny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just Kevin Hart, yeah. Just poking. He's a Philly guy, so yeah, he was poking.
Oh, yeah. Philly guy. I remember Kevin Hart when he was just in the comedy circuit, just coming out. I remember that, going to see him in the show. I'm just like, and here he is blowing up. So
it's crazy. Wait, because he was on the market in the circuit back when you were there in the mid-90s.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was just. I would go on South Street. They had like a comedy club there. Go in and go check a couple of, some of the acts out. He was one of the guys. Yeah, and I remember I've seen him in Hollywood. I was like, dude, that's that guy from Philly. You know what I'm saying? And like, Was he?
Because when he first broke into the scene, as far as like movies, I remember he had a small role in 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was buying something at the like the movie store or at the store they all worked at in the movie. You say all these big words. I'm gonna take it as disrespect. There was that one, and then he was also a small role in Along Came Polly, a Ben Stiller movie. He's this guy. He's a videographer in that movie, just following around Ben Stiller. Like I don't think he has like any speaking parts in that movie. He might says one word in it. So it's funny to see guys who go from that, a small comedy circuit to go into small movie roles to being this blockbuster star that he is now.
Yeah, Soul Plane. He was in that kind of different demographic, kind of getting a little bit of those roles, and then starts branching out even even more, like in Hollywood. But he's always been a funny guy, man. Always been a funny guy. So I got to watch it. Everybody's talking about how funny it is. So yeah, that's gonna be wonderful to see.
Yeah, they also had Rob Riggle. So I think they had a Kansas City, Philadelphia thing. Rob Riggle, the actor, comedian, was all on the show as well.
So
yeah, saw a few clips from New Heights. They were comparing stadiums and fans between KC and Philly. It looked really funny.
So what? I just saw a few clips from New Heights. They were comparing stadiums and fans between KC and Philly. Did you see it, Marcus? Have you seen it?
I just saw clips. Yeah, I saw clips online. I didn't watch the episode.
Yeah.
They were showing this one clip I saw of them I guess getting their mic check ready beforehand, and Kevin Hart was like making jokes while they were getting ready for it and stuff, and just making the Kelsey brothers laugh.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Okay. So look, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead. Wanted to talk to you real quick. We'll go ahead and get ready, get prepared for this keys to victory.
Let's do it, baby. And JD, I had a perfect short for tonight's episode. I don't know if you saw it before you came on, but don't bet against Kansas City, baby.
Ooh,
don't bet against Kansas City.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. So, you'll get ready and just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. We'll toss to you in the dungeon, baby.
All right. Sounds good. See you in a few. All right.
All right, guys. So JD is getting ready for the dungeon. Best segment on all of the interweb, on all of the YouTube lands. The best segment that we have in the Chiefs Kingdom world. I'm gonna say it right now. Best segment in the Chiefs content creation world, and maybe just in sports world on YouTube. Last Friday we were all YouTubers watching the show, but watching the game on YouTube. But now, yeah. Will, where's Teja with the bets? So the way our Friday shows will be structured, we'll do the keys to victory, go into the dungeon. Once JD's done with that, Teja will hop in here and we will do our betting show with the entire crew. So, yeah. So we got keys to victory and then we got the betting show. That's why we had to rebrand the show. We went from, I think we call it Cash and Props with Dunn and Dash to Keys and Cash. So the keys to victory, you got the cash, and boom, and you got us. So nonetheless, there you go. MJ, yes. Okay. As long as Teja's on, I'm good. Oh, come on, Will. What about me and JD, man? I know you're a big Teja guy. What about me and JD, huh? Sports course. I just got my hands on a JD draft football card. Ooh, love that. Those are good. Those are good ones. I got a few of them myself. They're good stuff. All right. I saw a question in here from somebody. I'll answer a few questions while we wait for JD to get set up for the best segment in all the lands here. Where was it? Okay. Benny Sats. What's up, Benny? So Benny asks, I think we saw the offense largely figure themselves out in the second half last week. True. How are we feeling about the defense coming around? So offensively, I think you're right. I mean, we go for 0 for 7 on third downs in the first half of the game. Pretty rough. And I think a large part of that was the Xavier Worthy injury, because I think that was going to be the game plan. And quite frankly, if Hollywood Brown had 16 targets, could you imagine what Xavier Worthy would have done last week? I mean, I'm just thinking about this. I have Xavier Worthy in multiple fantasy leagues. So I kept thinking about that all week, although I went 3-1 in my fantasy league this week. However, I was thinking about that all week. Hollywood Brown has 16 targets, 10 catches, 99 yards. Could you imagine what Xavier Worthy was going to do last week? I can't even fathom what he could have done with the amount of targets that Hollywood Brown got. But, yeah, I think the offense figured it out. I think they have the same guys will be there. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of guys like Rashard Smith. Maybe we'll see more of a balanced running game this week. And I think you need to see that, because based on what we saw, what Javonte Williams did against the Philadelphia defense, I think there's something to exploit there, 100%. I mean, Javonte Williams had a good game. Miles Sanders had a good game. Miles Sanders had like a 60-yard run. I didn't even know Miles Sanders was still in the league. He had a 60-yard run against Philly. And it was kind of sad, though. Miles Sanders used to be an explosive back. He got hawked by the linebacker on that play. Crazy stuff. But you're asking about the defense. So how are you feeling about the defense? I'm excited about the defense, right? You had a bad game last week. McDuffie talked about it. Nick Bolton talked about it. I mean, in his press conference this week, 10 missed tackles. Can't have that. They all know that. So I think we're obviously need to get pressure. And I think the two games, you had the sample size of getting our butts kicked from the offense last year in the Super Bowl. And then you have what we saw last week, Keenan Allen and Lamb McConkey doing everything they want underneath. I think if that doesn't light a fire under these guys, I don't know what will, right? So, I think you have to see some kind of a big-time game plan this week and just kind of fire from these guys, really. And it kind of reminds me, preseason, nonetheless, we had that Seattle game where we got our butts kicked during the preseason. Then we played that Bears game the next time around. What did our ones do? Our ones came out and just dominated because they kind of took that on the shoulder a little bit, we looked awful last week. The twos and threes did, but you kind of wear that a little bit and you go in and you attack. So I think we are going to see a more passionate game plan from the guys. Spags said it, he said he didn't call the bet. He said there was 3 or 4 plays he wished he would have called differently. So I think everyone saw last week's game as kind of a slap on the face, right? If they needed it. And again, divisional game, 1 possession game, we still had a chance to win. Just little things. And again, they have to fine tune that stuff. But I do think the defense will come out. Hopefully we'll see more than 9 reps from Gelati. I think that's a big part of it. Guys in the defensive line need to step up the pressure. Maybe we'll see more Leo with his rushing on the edge. I mean, who knows? I mean, all options are on the table as far as what we'll see from the defensive line, the pressure, as far as that goes. Secondary wise, maybe we'll see less Jamari Connor one-on-one guarding dudes in the slot. Hopefully we don't see that again. But nonetheless, I think we'll see a more passionate group on defense, especially, all the talk about Tranquil and Chris Jones fighting with each other, defense not clicking. They'll be fine. They'll get together. But I do think so. I do think we'll see a passionate showing from our defense this week, just based on what we saw last week. So, yeah. Hopefully we can get to the quarterback without having to do blitz. But, yeah. And again, we stopped Saquon Barkley pretty dang good in the Super Bowl. We just couldn't stop Jalen Hurts. So, but hopefully we'll see a more passionate game from our guys. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Betty Sass. That's just my opinion, buddy. Just my opinion. All right. Who else we got in here? Any other questions here? Worthy would have dominated. He really would have. Yeah, he really, man. 16 targets to a guy who was supposed to be the wide receiver 2 in that game. Crazy. Benny says, need some third down stops on D if we see a bootleg for 11 yards, 11-yard pass every time again. Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will say, more of a kind of a preview to what my bets are, right? But no Dallas Goedert. We're usually susceptible to tight ends, even though Chargers didn't even had to use their tight ends last week, besides the one big catch from Conklin. But honestly, I just don't. They're going to have to also. They're going to force feed AJ Brown as well, right? No, one catch last week, only a few targets. You know how that goes in the past, where he kind of gets mad on the sideline. So could even see an implosion action happen if we kind of put the clamps on AJ Brown in this one. But no Dallas Goedert, so it's going to be limited for them. So we know what they're going to have to go to between Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Saquon Barkley out of the backfield. So really, not having Goddard really takes away a big part of their moving the chains game with them. And last week, Goddard was their leading receiver. So I mean, it's a big deal that Goddard's not playing in this game. I know people say, "Oh, just Dallas Goedert, he's always hurt." Well, Dallas Goedert was your number one guy last year, and that's one of last week, and now it's one of Hurts' main safety valves. So that's a big deal. So I think not having Goddard, being able to game plan against them a little bit makes it game planning a little bit easier. But of course, these other guys step up. Like JD always says, these guys get paid too. The guys are coming in to fill those roles. Will 3rd and 25 bootleg for 26 yards and never fails. Yeah, 3rd and 14. A 15-yard run from Justin Herbert. Man, I don't want to relive that either. Benny Satz, hopefully more Fulton too. Yeah, I mean Fulton's another one that I want to see a little bit more of him. And again, like last week was so interesting because so many guys didn't get a lot of playing time during preseason. So again, like Marcus Thomas, who came on our show last week, one of JD's former teammates in college and in Philly, he came on the show and he said like weeks 1 through 3 are preseason essentially. So like you're still seeing a lot of guys that didn't get to play a lot in preseason. So Fulton was one of them. We only saw one sample size from him. A lot of our stars defensively only played in that last game. So they're working out a lot of the kinks, a lot of the wrinkles. So honestly, I think we're gonna see these guys come out with a little bit more passion and seem more involved and hopefully more communication too on the back end. If we don't see that, then I think we might have to go find some veteran help. We'll see. MJ, I blame the coaches on the defensive side. I mean, like we said on the show this week, the blame is to go around. It's not just one player. It's not just one coach. It's a lot of things, right? You can tally up all the lists and reasons why we lost that game, right? You can say Harrison Butker missing the PAT. If he doesn't miss the PAT, it's a tie game. We don't have to go for 2 and not get a 2-point conversion. So, like, there's so many different things you can add up in this game. Yes, was the best offensively called game? No. Was the best defensive called game? No. Their linebackers look good? No. A lot of missed tackles. Defensive line couldn't get any pressure. So it's just kind of mounted up with a lot of different things there. So you can't just blame the coach on that side of things. MJ, they could have corrected things and they didn't, and love Spags. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history of like even last year and year before, last 2 years where our defense looked really good, first quarter of games is usually kind of rough. It's kind of more a feeling out process to see what the offense is doing against us. And then after that, that's where you sort of see, okay, the adjustments are really being made now, and Spags is kind of locking in. So, like, that's kind of usually how it is, even with our best defensive teams we've had. Usually that first drive is usually kind of a weird one. And then after that, we kind of figure it out, like what they're doing. So, I mean, it happens. There's always an adjustment period in games. You come in with a plan, but then you're going to have to adjust that plan based on the defense, the way they're playing you. It's a chess match, really. That's just what it is. Any stats? Yes, Spags has earned some trust, and I think we'll get better. There you go. Yeah, Benny Sats, that PAT was huge. Yeah, because you think about it, we make that PAT, it's a tie game. We don't have to go for 2. So, man, it's just it sucks. That whole thing was really rough. Again, but, like, you could look at Butker's game, right? Because, like, yeah, PAT miss was bad, but, like, that field goal before halftime it was a huge momentum boost. So, like, and that was, like, 10 seconds to get a field goal off. So, again, it wasn't Butker's fault we lost, just like it wasn't Spags' fault we lost. It was kind of a collective effort, right? So, it's tough to blame one person or one defense or one side of the ball for the loss. I mean, just collectively, it was collective bad, right? There's a lot of things that were not good in that game, and there's a lot of good things to take away from that. Yeah, right. Benny said, yeah, the kick was amazing. The kick was amazing, but the PAT miss was rough, right? So it's crazy. It's like when you see guys in basketball where they're a 45% 3-point shooter. But then you go to the free throw line, they're like a 67% free throw shooter. What? How is that? You're making 3 1 every 2 times you shoot the thing. But when you go to the free throw line, you're with 67%. Are you kidding me? So that when I see extra point misses, it's like, wow, how can you make a 58-yard field goal with like no time, nothing to prepare, but yet go down the PATs, you missed that. It's interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, kicking is not the easiest thing, and I'm glad Pat McAfee has that segment on College Game Day where he gets a fan to kick a field goal, like a 40-something yard field goal. It's not as easy as you think it is, right? Yeah. That field goal was epic. Yep, it was epic. All right, guys. So enough from me. We're going to go get down to brass tacks here. We're going to get to our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, with his Week 2 keys to victory. JD, take it away all the way from the dungeon.
Lock in, Chiefs Kingdom. Jason Dunn's dropping dimes. 10 keys to victory is football time. He's been in the trenches. He's battled the best. Breaking down the matchups, forget all the rest. From a home to the defense, the blueprint is clear. JD's got the knowledge that the fans want to hear. Keys to the game, straight from a pro. How the Chiefs take the win? He's letting you know. Lock in, Chiefs Kingdom. Jason Dunn's dropping dimes. 10 keys to victory is football time.
You best believe the Chiefs are down there for business and blood. Well, good evening. Good evening, Chief Concerns family, Chief Kingdom family. I am Jason Dunn, former tight end, blocking. This is your first time seeing this segment right here. This is the keys to victory. Now, we have a team coming in from Philadelphia. Hold on, I forgot one little bit. I want to straighten my thing up. Let me get my thing straight. I see I'm a little crooked, so let me straighten this up a little bit. There we go. Am I a little straight now? Okay. Good. There we go. Now I get to talk to you. Okay. I want to come to you crooked. I want to come to you straight. And that's very important, especially during this time. See, we got the Philadelphia Eagles coming in, flying in on a bird to Kansas City. Now, there's a lot of people that I see out here that are a little bit nervous. They've been talking about this game, and they believe that the Chiefs are done. They don't got enough in them. So every Worthy's out. We got our number 1, number 2 receivers out of the game. What are we going to do? And so on and so forth. The defense, they don't look good. We need to get some guys that nobody's playing together. Tranquil and Chris Jones are going at it on the sideline. You got former players, Gronk coming out there. Look, the Chiefs look done. You see them fighting and bickering? You mean they breaking up? They breaking apart. But nobody wants to recognize over these past few years that every single year that Patrick Mahomes has been a starter, they don't want to recognize the man has made it to the AFC Championship or a Super Bowl. Even in the midst of that greatness, there's doubt. Now, I don't know if it's what people want to believe, if they just want the Chiefs to be done, but I got news for you. It's not going to happen. This is not who they are. That's not their makeup. I heard Ryan Clark, a guy that is known to hit people in the mouth, very opinionated about the things he believes. And he said something about this. He said, look, you think the Chiefs are going to lay down? All we've seen is somebody's been on top. They always stand up. They always get up. So I don't know what everybody else is thinking. Talking to Stephen A. and everybody else, I think Dan Orlowski was standing there looking with this puzzled look on his face, obviously. And it was like, do you think they just gonna give up? Okay, let's go ahead and call it in. We done. We finished. We ain't got nothing else. Everybody said we no good. So let's believe them. It's madness. And it's disrespect to the history and the legacy what the Chiefs already have put in the work to do. That's disrespectful. So we're going to get into these keys of victory. It don't matter who comes in the stadium. We don't care. Reigning champs, we's right there with them. They had a better record. We didn't show out this last game. We didn't show out in the Super Bowl. Well, where's the Chiefs' motivation? I thought they was motivated. It's supposed to be the revenge tour. Hey, have some patience. I always talk about when you have a good meal, you want a good stew, you want to take your time to simmer it real good. You know, sometimes they can't give you everything just right now. Okay? See, they stirring this pot, just putting it together. They getting it right. They putting in all the ingredients. Let me put a little bit of this Hollywood brown in it. Hey, give me a little bit of that juju basil that I could throw in, huh? A little bit of this seasoned Pacheco and Hunt that I could throw in, and maybe a little bit of Smith. Let me see what I can do with this. And Chef P on 15 is just stirring the pot, cooking. Not quite there, huh? Let me throw a little bit more of some Travis Kelce, huh? How about some Noah Gray? Let me toss that in here a little bit more, huh? I got all my other, sous chefs around me, Simmons and, King Suma and Creed and Trey, Juwan Taylor. Let's do a little bit of this. And that's where we got to be. So patience. The pot is cooking. Let's talk about these keys to victory. Now, we discussed what it looked like against the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty at all. We know that. Okay? Matter of fact, it was downright embarrassing. It was. And the guys could say that. They understood it wasn't, this is not us. It was a bad showing, shouldn't have happened, but it did, okay? And we're going to take that. We're going to take that L, we're going to take it on the chin. But that's okay. Guess what? We're going to stand right there with our neck up and our chin up and say, come back for more. What else you got? You don't lay down for nobody. Not going to do it now, never have, never will. Hey, when that's not your makeup, you don't do things like that. So, one thing we have to do, key to victory offensively, go to the offense. What's up, Colossus? Another thing we have to do, we must run the football. Hey, we got to run the football. Number one thing we have to do, we got to establish the run against this team. We got to be more physical up front, establish a run with this team if we want to win this game. Hey, Pacheco, 5 carries. Hunt, 5 carries. Worthy, 1 carry. And Patrick Mahomes with 6 leading the team? That can never happen. That should never happen. We got to run the daggone football. That's how you win. Must run the football. Now, Pacheco's ready. Give him some looks. Hey, dial it up for him. Same thing with Hunt. Come on, Hunt, right here. Run zone stretch, mid-zone, whatever you need to do. Go get yours. And we can even bring in 30. Rashad Smith, come on in, buddy. Young fella, get your little taste of this too. Remember this assist stew we stewing up, right? You doing that. It's got to happen. Number 2 thing, hey, I said when we run the football, what do we have to do to run the football? We got to dominate the LOS line of scrimmage. Period. Point blank. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Those guys up front, last game against Philly, we threw the ball over the place, and guess what? All their defensive ends, tight ends, all their pass rushing, all they did was peel their ears back and say, let's go get them. And they got home with 4. Well, guess what? That ain't going to work this game. It's not going to work. Why? Because we got an enforcer that we got in the first round named Josh Simmons. I watched the guy last night. God love him. Connerly. Everybody kept talking about Connerly. Let's get Connerly here. He's one of the best tackles. Let's get him here. And I watched Micah Parsons absolutely eat his lunch. He was outclassed. He was outmatched. He didn't know what to do. And I'm sitting there like, whoo, boy, I'm so glad we didn't get this guy. And he's going to be a good player. He is. He's going to be a great player. But we got the right guy in Josh Simmons. You best believe that. So I don't care who they put over there. Uche, they want to put, Smith, whoever it is they want to put up there. It don't matter. We got that. We got that. Inside is where we got to hold our ground. Creed, Trey, King Suma, hold your ground out there. That's what we got to do. Dominate the line of scrimmage. Hey, it's 74. Hey, man, cut it out. You know that. Cut the penalties out, 74. Okay? Play your game. The guy that you know you are. Play it. You play your game. Okay? Number 3 thing. Hey, you said it. Wide receiver group is good enough. Yes, they are. Wide receiver group is good enough. Okay? We got guys in here who have caught 1,000 yards, 80 balls, and more. Got 2 of them. Hollywood Brown caught 10 balls last week. Juju, number of balls last week. Got Taekwon Thornton, talking about him. Nico Remigio, we talked about, hey, Brownlee coming in. We got guys that can catch the daggone football. We do. We got to utilize them. These guys ain't new to this. This is not new. These guys are vets. Vets. And they can play. So we got to get the ball to them, feed it to them. All we're going to feed it, run the football, dominate up front, now we get the ball to the wide receivers. Open up. The run opens up the pass. Pure and simple. That's what football is. It's real simple. Number 4, and I said this, and it has to happen. Tight ends has to get involved. Got to. 87, Gray, Tanyan, Wiley, whoever may be in there, you got to get them the ball. It has to be that way, okay? Hey, listen, y'all already done said that Kevin Hart came on the show, started amping up Travis Kelce. Guess what? He's ready to play. 8-7 is ready to play. Talking about revenge tour, hey, he wants it. He wants it. And he said, we eliminate the stupid mistakes and the penalties, put it on us, we will get the job done. And I believe it. I'm going with that guy all day. Like Marcus said on his shirt, don't bet against Kansas City, don't bet against 8-7. Don't do it. Do it at your own peril. Do it at your own risk. Go ahead. Number 5. What does that entail? And all those things, with all that being said, quarterback. PM15, protect at all costs. Protect at all costs. See y'all? Y'all see that? Protect at all costs. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Passing game, he takes off running. Hey, if somebody's sitting over saying, oh, you know what? Patrick Mahomes is going to run out of bounds, hit him anyway. I'll tell you what, you better be ready for him. And if you hit him out of bounds or any other shenanigans like that happen, like you did last week, spitting on somebody, I'll tell you what, our offensive line ought to take out every single one of those jokers' teeth. Take his teeth out. That's what you do. It's like Uncle Spit. I'll tell you what, you make sure he go to the dentist and you give him dentures. If he fixes his mouth this high, before he even gets in there, you better mollywop him. That's what it has to be, okay? There it is. Top 5 things. Run the football, dominate the line of scrimmage, wide receiver group is good enough, tight ends have to get involved, and protect PM15 at all times. Now, let's get to the defensive side of the football. because this is where the game is going to turn for us. Didn't have a good week. What's up, Colossians? Last week, defense. We looked at a source. We didn't know who to cover. The D-line didn't play their best game. Guess what? Those guys are pissed off. I heard our fella, Big Amenahu, talking about it. He felt disrespect people talking about the defensive line. They don't believe in them. Be pissed off, big fella. Be pissed off. Because they're talking about you. I'm talking about you. I'm challenging you guys. At no time do you let these jokers just go ahead and try to take things away from you, acting like y'all don't matter in anything. They'll go take that game over. You want to make some noise? Go do it this game. Go do it this game. Now, number one, we talked about it. What do you got to go on the defensive side of the football? Same thing on the offense. We must stop the run. Did a great job last week. Great job. Hey, come this week, do the same thing. You know they got a Moss and Saquon Barkley. We know that. Tank Bixby done came in through here. Doesn't matter who they bring in. I don't care who they put behind there, who gets the football. Jalen Hurts run the ball. I want to see rally to the football, helmets on the runner. If that joker decide to jump up and, do the backwards, hey, you flip that sucker right around, okay, and put him right there in the dirt. He's a hell of a player. I love him. He does a great job out there, but I guarantee he comes to the Arrowhead, you put that to bed quick. Talk about not today, No, not today, Barkley. Not today. Not today. Number two, hey, we talked about what we got to do on the secondary. We must be physical outside. A.J. Brown hadn't started chirping yet. But I guarantee, because he didn't catch a lot of balls in the last game, he has been in Jalen Hurts' ear. And I guarantee Jalen Hurts is like, oh, my gosh, here we go. Here we go, get started. So guess what I got to do? I got to placate this guy. I got to throw the ball to him. He going to say he's open all the time? That's what he going to say? I tell you what, you get in his chest. That's what you do. McDuffie didn't have quite a good game. The whole secondary didn't really have a good game. All you had to do is play and do your job. Know where everybody's supposed to be, make the calls, but you got to be physical. We must be physical outside. Don't let guys push you around. Watson, you're a physical guy. I want to see it. And whoever is in there, you got to show what you are. Be physical outside. We got to do that. Communicate. That's key. Okay? Another thing we have out here. Woo! I said this, man. When you come to the Arrowhead, what I want to see the linebackers do, hey, we got to be dirty. We got to be a little grimy out there within the confounds, right, of the rules. All right? Punch them in the mouth. Punch them in the mouth. That means everybody hat on the hat, hit the guy. I want him to hit the guy with everybody routing around. I want to see 6 hats at least on the ball runner. If he catches the football wide receiver, I want somebody tattooing that guy. And I want to make sure when they go to the sideline, I want him going to the coach like, hey, coach, they hitting out there. Yes, sir. They are hitting out there, and it's hurting. I want to hear grunts. That's what I want to hear at. See, when you're out there hitting, you know. You're like, ooh, somebody is laying wood to these jokers. You come to Arrowhead, you're going to know what you're going to get. You better believe it. You're going to put them on the barbie. Hey, put the birds on the grill, baby. Hey, grill the birds up. Grill the birds. Woo! Let's see what they're cooking. Get them out there, okay? Number 4. Got to make sure. Number 4, how we do it? Woo! Great pressure. Okay? Hey. Handle Hurts. That's what you do. Great pressure, handle Hurts. We run man, got to spy Jalen Hurts. We know that. That's what the Cowboys didn't do. They didn't run 2 touchdowns in, and nobody looked him up. It was 4th and 3. Y'all don't spy Jalen Hurts. Y'all know he's running the quarterback draw. Hello? 4th and 3, quarterback draw. It's not the tush push. Jalen Hurts up the middle. I called it. Correct pressure from the outside. D-line, you want to show out? You stop the run? Be physical outside? Now correct pressure. Do it off the jump. What up, Cohosts? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, when am I going to get out of here this week, babe? What's going to be, Cohosts? I want to see you. Come on. The middle who? Where y'all don't want to see you? Gelati, you get in, young guy. Show out. Show out. Chris Jones, we know what you're going to do. But make sure you be that example to everybody. They pissed you off last week. You got to keep showing who you are. Everybody else, Dana, everybody else come in. Tillery, it's about time. Let's go, Tillery. We got you here for a reason. You made it 53 for a reason. Now it's time to show it that you belong. Nadi, same thing. They brought you here for a reason. Now it's time to show it. Come on, big fella. Let's go. Number 5 thing. Here we go. Hey, real simple. Play for each other. That's real simple. That's what ball's all about. Play for each other. He's talking about all of that fussing and arguing and whatnot they was doing out on the field. Nobody cares about that. They don't understand that sometimes you got to have some of these things to get everything right. And that's okay. Because you got to keep everybody accountable. See, everybody's got a responsibility. And so sometimes you get there, I seen Drew Tranquil, hey man, I'm trying to win, bro. I'm trying to win. It ain't time to come out there and be selfish. It's not time to do that. It's time to play together as a team. You do your job, I do my job. We're going to be fine together. That's the way that it works. That's the way it works. So they got to play for each other. We do that defensively and offensively, we will be fine. Now, I'm going to close this out. You know, as much of the slander and the discontent and things that people have been saying about the Chiefs, that, you know, oh, Philly beats them, they're going to lose their mystique and they're not the same team and, you know, yada, 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 all the noise, right? And remember I said last week, keep out the noise, block it out. So regardless of what the income is or the outcome of this, we must play for one another. Got to play together. This is week number 2. We're looking to get better week in and week out. We're here to win this game. Not just win the game, but we're here to dominate this game. And that's what we got to do. That's what has to happen. See, because, you know, all the doubt and people being scared and all the fingernail biting and all the weak knees, okay, and the soft backs. Those guys in that locker room don't feel that way. So we got to keep them off the noise. Our job is to pull them over that finish line. That's what we're here to cheer on. And so sometimes what happens is when people try to sow discord and be, oh, I don't know what's going to go on and stuff like that, that could damage a team. But our team is not that way. They're not built that way. They trust each other. With that being said, you know, I was disappointed, really. My heart was hurt and broken with the things that's been happening over the past few days, what I see in our country. And the thing is, I'm sitting over there and I'm just like, man, this is just, I can't believe this is the reality. See, because the reality is we are one big team. We are. Here in the United States of America, we're a team. We're a family. That's who we are. But somewhere we are broken. There's brokenness in us. There's selfishness in us. There's hate and evil in us. We had people ready to run. You had somebody that lost themselves, their lives, was taken away from their family. That's wrong. That's wrong. And everybody should disavow any type of violence in any type of way against anybody and anyone. And then all of a sudden, after that happened, other people want to go, and they want to go take other people out. Oh, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this. What are we doing? If you're part of the people that are sowing discord to hate your neighbor, you are wrong. You are wrong. So I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell the truth. See, me as a Christian, I tell people all the time, I wear my faith out there, my sleeve, okay? I do. I don't mind doing it. See, because I love the Lord. I know what Christ has done for me. The thing is, are we reflective of that? Even if you don't believe in his faith, if you don't believe in those things, what about the humanity of us getting together? What does that mean? How are we supposed to be? How are we supposed to treat each other? So if you are that, you're not supposed to run to shed innocent blood. That's not who we are. And that's what this country should not be. And our leaders need to do a much better job of what they're doing. If you can't speak life to each other, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I pray for everybody that's out here. Pray for the entire country. I pray for young man that lost his life and the people that's out here and the lost the kids' lives. And we need to pray for them. Every single one of us. Pray for each other and love each other the way you're supposed to. That's the way it's supposed to go down. You got other people talking to you in a different way? You ought to tell them, man, shame on you. So listen, let's get this victory. Let's put it together for the chief. But also, let's get this country together the way we're supposed to. I'll see y'all in a second. Love you guys, and God bless.
There you go, guys. The JD. I tell you what, man. I don't know if JD ever would run for office, but if I lived if I lived in Kentucky, he would have my vote in a heartbeat. I mean, just amazing, man. Amazing. Just a great keys to victory there, and just a beautiful kind of life lesson there for hopefully a lot of people to take home with. Obviously, and a lot to unpack there as well. But yeah, beautiful message, JD.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I, for one, am praying for violence this Sunday on the field, though. I'll tell you that much. Any other time, no violence. But you know what? On that field, come Sunday, let's get violent, baby. Let's take it all out on the field. That's why they say leave it on the field, right?
There you go. Yeah, I'm with you.
If everyone just played football.
Well, people people say go to boxing gyms.
In a punching bag. Yeah.
That's why people do like karate and stuff and Muay Thai and all that other stuff. Yeah, all that. Teja, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I know Will was asking for you earlier on the
he greets me every time. He was my guy.
Yeah, well, let's go, Teja. Give us the money picks.
Oof, man. I don't know. After last week, I was trying to go safe too.
I know you were. Well, you went 2 for 4 because we voided.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, good. I'm glad you did that because I'm not counting that nonsense.
If I didn't have Worthy on, I probably wouldn't have done it. I just would have
Oh yeah, you would have counted. Well, I would have counted it for me. I still would have gone 2 for 4. Do whatever the hell you want. You can go 3 for 5 if you want, as long as I can go 2 for 4.
But yes, violence on the field this weekend is what we want. So yeah. Now that Teja is here, my sister will watch. Teja, there you go. Get all the chicks to watch the show.
Oh,
huh?
fan base. I got my fan base.
Oh man! So I don't know when JD is ready, but JD, a great list tonight. You came on during his defensive one in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
Run the ball, number 1 for offense. Number 2, dominate line of scrimmage. Wide receivers are good enough. Number 3, a lot of people are saying, dad in the wide receiver room. Number 4, tight ends have to get involved. Way more targets for Travis Kelce and just more involvement from not Tanyan, Noah Gray, but also let's get Tanyan involved as well. And then number 5, protect PM15. JD, are you good, JD? Okay. All right, JD is in here. What's up, JD? JD, another amazing list. I don't know if you heard me, but if I lived where you lived, and if you ever ran for office, I would vote for you. I would do anything I can media-wise, making videos for you. I would do whatever to get you in office. And I think, it's something you should consider. I don't know if you ever want to consider it, but I think it's something you should consider.
Well, I tell you what, man, I find myself in my responsibility is out here speaking to the people, speaking truth to them, speak truth to power, but also to speak to people with love and reverence. And that's my responsibility as a child of God. That's what I'm supposed to do. I would love to run for office, but I would be truthful and I would be loving. I want to make sure that people have what they need. And a lot of us just need that love and support. Sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes we don't feel like we're being heard from a lot of different ways. People, all people feel like they haven't been heard, and that's the tragic part of it. But yeah, man, hey, listen, I'll go where God puts me at. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. I'm in service to Him and to others. That's trying to fulfill my purpose.
And Kevin says JD is too honest for politics.
That's exactly the ones you need. I can be honest. I wouldn't play the politics well because I'm like, hey man, we're not doing that. Okay, the special interest and all that can't ride with it.
No,
we wouldn't door knock though. We kick doors down.
Love. Do. Hey, what's up? I love you.
Yeah.
Okay, vote for JD.
Give me 20. No, vote for JD.
But now, man, I mean, shoot, it's it's been like heavy on my heart. When I'm sure there's a lot of different people. The heaviness of what's happened in the past few days. I mean, really.
Yeah.
And you had to think, especially for us, like, and I say for my faith, my problem I get is who gains from sowing this type of discord? Who gains from this? You have to wonder. Why are people just willing to come and just do evil to each other? Man, it's so sad just to see this, just the evilness that is rampant. But then all of a sudden, other people lean into it. Like, yeah. And I see some people, just kind of, to follow me and stuff. I was like, gee, that's what you want to do? I'm like, why? Especially for my brothers and sisters out here that do profess the faith. Are we reading the book? Are we living the life? Are we actually listening and digesting the word? Are we immersing ourselves in it? So those things like that, hey man, it's kind of those things that we all got to do and speak to our better selves. Let me put it that way. How about we do that? Speak to our better selves. That's where we got to find, man, that common ground with each other.
It's a rough time right now, just in general. I think it's a time of transition. I think, and people aren't finding their way. I think people are losing their way. I think they're a bit lost. I think social media is extremely heavy. And I just think people haven't adjusted well to it. They think they have because they're enjoying themselves. But that doesn't mean that's like having a drinking problem. Like, just because you have a good time the first 7 drinks, at the end of the night, when you're like getting tossed down, you can't walk anymore and you're throwing up in your friend's car. Like, you don't do drinking well. Like you might have a good time for a good portion of it. That's kind of how I see social media. People have a good time, but it's not good for them, right? And I think it's taxing on the brain in ways that it's still pretty new. I know people think it's been around forever, but it really hasn't. It's really new, and we don't know what it's really doing to our psyche overall. And we won't know for a long time. But at that time, I mean, you know, there's too much happening, and there's too much drop off, and just hatred and vitriol in the last like 10, 15 years. And I'm not going to blame it on politics, red or blue, because that's always been a disagreement. Why now is it a like fist fight? It wasn't, or gunshots, or why it wasn't always like that. You had the exceptions, but the exceptions are becoming more norm now, and that's the scary part. Like you're always going to have like the far on either side that take things to, you know, a much different place, but it's just becoming more too common now. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to pin it to. I personally think social media is a big problem.
It's a big driver of it, no question about it. I mean, you had to think about it. Now these voices that's on the fringe, the hateful and the evil ones are out here. You have people who just want to be hateful just for hateful sake.
Yeah.
They will be evil just for evil's sake, because it gives them views, it gives them likes, and it gives them some type of this psychotic pleasure, if you will.
I don't think it's going anywhere, social media, but I think what would really help is if you took the if you took the anonymity away. So you make it not anonymous anymore. Like if you were your name every time you said something, I don't think you would see a fraction of the messed up stuff on there that you do.
Oh no.
Because when people have to be held accountable for every time, they wouldn't do it. All those arguments and messed up comments that you see on these threads, it just would not be there anymore. I mean, yeah, there still would be, because some people just don't care at all. But it's a much smaller percentage than what we see now. People hide behind, you know, a censorship, and they get to just say whatever they want all the time. And I think there needs to be more accountability for that.
Yeah. Well, they have done studies on it and what it does to, you know, your psyche, how you drive particular opinions and narratives, you know, and that's easy to do. So you do things inflammatory. That's why you have these bots and whatnot coming from other places. Like I said, who benefits off this? And so if I could sit there and I could drop, you know, when they talk about propaganda, how deadly it was. I remember seeing a KGB agent talking about it. Like, hey man, we realize that sometimes bombs and stuff don't work. It's propaganda that could get people that can tear a country apart. You know,
Yeah.
So we see this. We understand that. We have been victims of it. We'll be victims of it right now. And the thing is, what you said, we got to be able to discern, like, you know what am I doing?
Yeah.
Do I have to listen to this and lean into all of these things that people say? Yeah, who is this guy? Who is this person? And then you had to question, like, actually, what does that person believe? What do they think? Is he a good person? Am I a good person? You start asking yourself, like, really?
Yeah.
Creeds and your values, you know, and what do they line up with? And so that's the thing about it, man. And people become more selfish, more self-centered, you know, and uncaring.
Yeah. It's I was I think I told Marcus this a few weeks ago. I was thinking in my head, like, how different signs that society has going downhill, and it used to be if someone like fell, you know, you would laugh. It was it's a Freud study, right? Like it's I forgot what it's called. It's an automatic reaction to laugh at that. It's something that humans have inherently. Like we think it's funny when someone falls, right? We're so far beyond that now. Like, we don't only laugh anymore. We like reach for our phone to capture it, to like laugh at it later, and to show our friends so they can laugh at it and post it online. So people think I'm funny because I found someone falling. Like, who cares if they're hurt, right? Who cares about that part? But that's what we are. We're not even at the automatic stage of like laughing at someone's misfortune. We want to profit off of it any chance we can get. And that's just really scary. Like, that's the new game, and I don't want to play.
it's like the Mean Girls are all online. It's, the typical, let me make fun of somebody, and it's just, and then look at the stunts, how people do. It's so crazy, man. But we could talk and discuss this all day.
Yeah, people want to watch violence on the field.
Hey, man, but we want to be better people. Okay, we all agree with that. So that's what we need to be doing. So
yeah. And sports is a great common ground, for people who may, think differently politically. Well, you got sports to, agree on and talk about. So that's one beautiful thing about football, basketball, any sport there is. It's always a way to kind of reach across. You may not think the same when you vote in November, but nonetheless, you can watch sports and enjoy it all together. So that's why we love sports in general.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, JD's top his 10 keys were great, and obviously they're going to play a part of my bets tonight. So as I was hearing you talk about some of these things, I was like, okay, it's good. That's why I bet on it. Teja and I, before we get into the bets, Teja and I do not really have any crossovers this week. So again, no crossovers. Last week, I think the only crossover we had was Worthy, I believe. So no crossovers this week between us two, which is a good thing, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Well, Marcus had what I call a little competitive advantage on this one.
Why?
So I send my bets in early in the day, JD. Marcus has the advantage of being able to wait for some lines to open up later on in the day that I don't necessarily have access to. So I want everyone to know, not that I'm making a disclaimer or an excuse on my bets, but I'm picking from a smaller field. Let's just put it that way.
Well, but also there's the caveat to it. I'm not doing it to get a
no, I know.
advantage.
I'm not saying. Well, that's why I didn't say you were cheating. If I said you were cheating, it'd be an accusation.
Yeah,
I didn't say you're cheating.
You said you had a slight advantage, So take why don't you wait a little bit later to send your stuff here? Why don't you just wait a little bit later?
Me? You want me to do that? Yeah, ask it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to make the graphics.
Yeah, there you go. See, it all comes out.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, I have to put the graphics together to more context for our audience. I got to put the graphics together, so I need Teja to send me in. Sometimes he's a West Coast guy. He's 3 hours.
Okay.
He's 3 hours behind. I don't know what's going on over there. So
I get that. So what we can do now is when I send them in, Marcus has to send me his at that moment too.
Oh,
yeah, you like that? Yeah. Deadline. A deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, noon on Friday. Noon my time, 9 a.m. your
Both
time.
ways. Okay. Hey, that's good. It's fair.
There you go.
This is great. See, we're together on something.
There you go. Good. Brothers work, right?
Red and black, baby. Like they're playing checkers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's like a roulette table.
There you go. Yeah.
You should have wore green, Jake.
Green. Money line. That's what we do. That's how we do.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Red, black, and green. Perfect.
So Tej, with that being said, man, what do you think about this weekend? What do you think about the game? Your thoughts?
Outside of the betting?
Mm-hmm. Of course. Yeah.
I think it plays into my bets. I think we have a lot to prove. It's funny we were talking about Worthy being that bet being thrown out, right? Like voided. I kind of think to a certain degree our offensive game plan last week was voided. We lost Rashid Rice before the season started. We had, let's just say, our passing game revolved around the guy that we lost in the opening minute of the game. That's not easy to adjust to on the fly. And I think who knows how many plays were pretty much thrown out because of that. I think we get to come in this week knowing who's there, at least to start. I don't know if we're going to lose another guy in the opening minute, but knock on wood. But at least this week we're going into it game planning, and our game plan involves who we know are going to be out there at least to start the game. Whereas it is a disadvantage to have a whole game plan around your number one receiver who's out. So I don't. I'm very curious to see how our offense looks this week when it's a game plan that we came up with who we think is going to be out there.
Okay. So this is where I have just a tad of pushback, right? So I look at it so last week, right? The Eagles, AJ Brown didn't catch a lot of balls. Okay. He's your number one, correct? Out in Philly. Would you not say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So him not being able to get the balls, because then you like force feed, throw some passes to him, but apparently either he wasn't open or Jalen Hurts wasn't looking at him. Even though he's your number one receiver, why wasn't he finding him? He was getting open. Do you see what I'm saying? Because so what I'm saying is, this is why in offense guys are interchangeable. Now, obviously, there's some plays Worthy's going to be able to run. You're going to call for him, but that doesn't dictate the entire offense to the point where you just hamstrung to be stopped fully. That's why when it said, okay, he's out, Hollywood Brown is a capable guy. He's a fast receiver. That's why they called 10. So you got Devontae Smith, you got AJ Brown, you got a tight end and Travis Kelce. So you're not limited when a guy goes out, because that's the reason why you have certain guys in there still. Juju, Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce. And so it does that put a little wrench in some of the things? Sure, but it shouldn't change your entire plan on what you're doing. Like, we weren't thinking of getting 10 balls to Xavier Worthy. We wasn't.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't. Well, I do. I will say this.
Marquise Brown had like what, 25? I mean, if he had like 18, then Worthy probably. I mean, I could.
Well,
I'd say he would have had 10.
Right. Well, we say that, but also too, it's based off of the coverage. Obviously, when you sitting over there, teams are sitting there saying, "Well, we ain't gonna let Xavier Worthy just run by us." You can't. So you're gonna shut that guy down. Same thing, AJ Brown. Why didn't he catch balls? He's your number one receiver. He's going to be upset. He's like, hey, man, how come you ain't throwing the daggone football? I'm in the game plan. You think they decided not to write him in? So what I'm saying is offenses, okay, and yes, I agree with you on that. Yes, we wanted to, exhibit Xavier Worthy, okay? We wanted to do that, all right? But if something does happen, because this is football, things do happen. The thing is, we do have capable guys that still can do, like Hollywood Brown, catching 10. Is he getting open 10 times? And Pat C? Yeah, he throw the ball to Juju. Why aren't we sitting over here and saying, Travis Kelce, who's been great all these years, how come we not get more balls to Travis Kelce than what he got? You know what I'm saying? Like that's and that's why I find out with the Chiefs why they're so good is because guys are interchangeable. There are things that they can do that y'all are looking for if a guy does get hurt. That's why we got a tight. We got a tight because if something does happen to that tight, we got two other guys that look that tight. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say that my counter to your counter is
go ahead.
There's a difference between being knocked out of the game and a defense game planning against you, taking you out of the game, because that allows opportunities for someone else to catch balls. Worthy just being knocked out doesn't help anybody. It does. I mean, AJ Brown being bracketed or being doubled or having the best corner on him, that does help Goddard. That does help the run game. That does help Devontae Smith. Worthy being knocked out doesn't help anybody. Like, that just takes away a target, right? So yeah. I think it is a little different to not get a lot of targets in a game and then to just be knocked out of the game.
Well, I'm saying I watched the game, and AJ Brown wasn't getting bracketed as much as he was. He was getting single coverage,
but he probably had the best corner on him, at least, I assume.
Well, I mean, then the best corner just goes to Hollywood Brown. You just move over.
Whereas, yeah, exactly. So if Worthy played, the best corner would have been on him, and you have Hollywood on number 2, right?
So Hollywood becomes number 1. You still got Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. You still got to feed him the football. He's got to be in a game plan. And so, I think when people talk about this is the failure of Nagy, okay, or Andy, and saying, well, look, then all of a sudden, if Xavier Worthy goes, you're like, oh, shoot, man. Okay, yeah, we do have a couple games, what we're going to call his number. But we got another fast guy we could call his number 2. We can do that. It's not like Hollywood Brown, who I would say probably have better hands than Worthy, okay, at least from the history that I know, and he still got speed. He can play that position. That's why we got 10 balls to him, right? We got 10 balls to him. Juju caught some, but Travis needs to be part more of what we did offensively.
Sure. Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
running
agree
game
with that.
2. right? Running game. And so I think sometimes when the game dictates itself, like you said, defensively, what they played, we're not running the football well because offensive line is not doing a good job running up front, what we thought was going to be a much better job, and they didn't do it. We watched Creed and Trey kind of get handled.
Yeah.
I was like, daggone. Not our two guys that got the biggest contracts on the line, but considered the best at the position relative, like to everybody else, right?
They're getting paid like it.
Yeah. Huh?
I said they're getting paid like it at least.
Yeah, they are, right? And we expect that. But, other guys on the other side get paid too. But that's why I think when we say we have a type, there's a reason we have a type. Because if those small guys do get hurt, we got another small guy that can step up and do that. That's why you go get it, Bashar Smith, because like, hey, man, Bashar Smith can play he can play inside out. We know he can play slot. Yeah. He has a history of playing wide receiver. So why not go get this guy? And so I just –
Yeah, but that's why I'm excited for this week because I want to see that. Okay, we know who we have. We know what we're doing. I want to see the game plan difference. I'm also excited to see the D line too and how they react because they had a rough game. They stopped the run, but they couldn't touch Herbert, and they had that last drive where they're yelling at each other. So hopefully our O line and our D line, if they come out extremely focused with a chip on their shoulder, we're gonna have a very, very good game.
Yeah.
And both sides, the D-line and O-line, definitely should have a chip on their shoulder. So if they come out soft, I'm going to be very worried moving forward. Because this is a game where it's like, this is it, guys. Like, you got your ass beat by this team the last time you played them, embarrassed in the Super Bowl. You came back and lost week 1. Both lines kind of got embarrassed in their own way. So this is it's kind of revenge game times 2, really.
Yeah. And we know this is where the game is won. It's right there in the trenches. And so that's where we lost. We lost that one. Severely. We got outmatched. Like all line. We got beat up all over the place. And it was like they was almost having fun with it. It was having fun. Because then Pat had to run it, you throw the ball. Man, it was like, we got these guys. We got them. What are you going to do? They done moved the guard out here to tackle to come try to get. I know they put that on the billboard. They got it. He's a good guard. All pro, one of the best. But he moved his butt out here to tackle in space. And nobody get back here to pressure Patrick Mahomes. You ain't worth nothing. I'd have been defensive. I was like, man, don't even look for a new contract. You can't get past Joe Tooney in space. I don't want to hear nothing about new money. It's like you challenge guys. So now we got enforce out there. We got a big dog out there. We got somebody that's going to be okay. And I brought up Connerly in my talk.
Oh man, you leave poor Connerly alone.
Hey man, I wouldn't. Hey man, listen.
He's playing right tackle for the first time in his life. Give him a break.
I hear you. I got it.
You're still defending your draft crush, Teja.
You leave him alone, all right?
I texted one of my Commanders friends last night. I was like, "Thank you guys for taking Connerly before Josh Simmons."
Oh man, poor guy.
I can see Daniel sitting over there like, "Hey man, Dad got it. Come on now, y'all give me some time. Connerly, just pinch him, please. Just pinch him. Do something.
Throw the damn towel." Oh man.
Yeah, man.
I just realized today that Eagles game, that was the most times Mahomes has been sacked in a game. It felt like it for sure, but that was the most ever sacks he ever took in a game.
Really?
6 in that game. That was the most he ever had in a game.
Yeah.
Second was the Raiders last year. They had 5 in that game.
I actually missed a lot of last night's game. Did Connerly play really bad last night too?
Oh yeah, Parsons had his way with him, man.
I mean, I was going on Burns the prior week. I was like, hey, man, he faced Burns. Give him a break. But you know what? Burns and Parsons, what, 2 top 5 DNs? That's not fair either, though, right? Come on now.
They was Parsons is out half the time. He's like, look, I done had enough. I'm full. I done ate. Somebody else get in there. I done got me a contract, $47 million. Let
the backup DN get a contract in his contract year. Get paid. Who wants to get paid? Who wants to get paid?
Right. Who's going to get paid? Go out there and get you some money.
Oh, man.
Like Parsons coming to the sideline like this with a toothpick, like.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were comparing Parsons to Derek Thomas last night during the telecast. That's how good he was doing, Teja. No, I'm not joking. Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
Man.
Did you see that last week our guy Kennard actually got some playing time at right tackle last week for the Packers?
That was quick though.
Yeah, they only got a couple reps and they put Belton in. Belton's a dude from NC State, right?
Yeah.
He's actually looked pretty well, Belton.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the guys we told he was a popular guy that second round, third round.
Yeah, he was
mock draft this past year.
Big dude.
Yeah,
big guy.
Yeah, looking good so far. All right, so now we're gonna get to our bets for this week of week 2 of the season. So before we get to that, we gotta look at last week to see how we did. And last week, Teja and I both went 2 for 4. Worthies both got voided. So FanDuel does a thing where if your guy gets injured in the first quarter of a game, they'll just void that out. They'll take him out of your bet.
Really?
So,
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, first quarter injuries is what they usually do that for.
Let's be honest here, by the way. Okay, Pacheco averaged 5 yards a carry. That 40 yards should have hit. 40 yards should have hit. That's a joke that it didn't hit.
That's tendencies, man. We like to call games.
No. I know. Kelsey, with what we know happened, should have had 4 catches. That's a complete joke. I can't believe he didn't. In fact, the moment Worthy went down, you could say at that point, I would, if they gave me a chance to double down on that, I would put double on that Kelsey bet at that point. I can't believe he didn't get that. But yeah, it just crazy.
I mean, if he keeps going with his route in that one play, he would have 3 there. And then if we get a stop in that 3rd and 14, we have one more drive, he would have had it easily.
Yeah, that's true. He might have had it anyway, even without that.
Yeah. But yeah, McConkey hit pretty easily. I almost took Keenan Allen taking 4 catches, and that hit, but I didn't do that. So, all right. So that Teja, without further ado, take away with your week 2 same game parlay.
All right. So to start off, I'm gonna go Mahomes 200 passing yards. So it was tough between this and 20 plus rushing yards. I was very close on them. But I'll tell you, man, the Eagles secondary didn't look that sharp against Dallas. I know Dak only had 188 passing yards, but if you watch the game, he had all day. Lamb had 3 drops, and they were really close on a few big plays, a couple of their tight ends. Oh, yeah. It was there. It was definitely there for them. Dak should have had a much better game.
Absolutely.
I think between that and just, the Mahomes and Chiefs, like I said earlier, having just a lot to prove, I think 200 passing yards is a pretty one of my easier bets that I have listed. So Barkley under 87.5 rushing yards. We held him to 57 on 25 carries in the Super Bowl. I think after our last week, our D-line will be extremely motivated. And, on top of that, the whole Super Bowl thing happened. So hopefully that all those things combined for us to come out really hungry and want to just demolish it again. Hurts 30 plus rushing yards. So he had 62 yards last week, 72 yards against us in the Super Bowl. He's hit 30 plus in 15 out of 20 dating back to last year. I think that's a pretty safe one. I think it's funny. He actually hit it a lot at the end of last year and hit the one against us in the Super Bowl. He was playing on a hurt leg throughout the entire playoffs last year. He was probably practicing. So he's fully healthy now. I think especially if we do, some of my bets tie in together, right? So the Barkley under 87.5, I think that will push Hurts to have to run more just to get a run game going, right? AJ Brown under 71.5 receiving yards. So the last 2 games against Kansas City, AJ Brown has 1 catch for 8 yards and 3 catches for 43 yards. And one of that was a Super Bowl that included a 22-yard catch in there. So I think you'll see more of McDuffie, and I think McDuffie just knows how to guard him at this point. 1 catch for 8 yards and 3 catches, 43 yards. Not the best track record against us, which will open it up for my next bet, Devontae Smith, 50-plus receiving yards. So in 8 games without Goddard, and one of the games Goddard got injured in, he averaged 69 yards per game and 7 TDs in that span. So anytime touchdown, if you want to throw a little extra one in there, Devontae Smith TD bet actually looks pretty good. That's crazy. So in 8 games, he had 7 TDs. He didn't have I think he had a couple where he had 2, so it wasn't like 1 every game. But Goddard's not going to play. I think we'll struggle in the slot a little bit with McDuffie shadowing AJ Brown. I just think I think Smith's going to have a really nice game against us. I'm be honest with you, I'm not even a big Devonta Smith fan, but I just think without Goddard in there, he'll play more slot, and I think Hurts is going to want to utilize that. So 25 to win 214.
I like him. I like the bets. Mahomes 200-plus passing yards. I do believe he'll do that. Barkley under 87.5 rushing yards. They're gonna feed him the ball. They're gonna feed him the ball. They're gonna test our defensive line, our front 7 for sure. And I think they do it early and often, just open up the pass, like you're talking about, to Devontae Smith. They're gonna go for a couple of over the tops to AJ Brown, try to make him make a play. Hurts 30-plus yards rushing. And I wonder what our game plan is going to be against him, because we definitely have to spy him when we do run man coverage, or if we decide to bracket some of those guys. We do a lot of split coverage, but we got to keep our eyes on Jalen Hurts. We have to. And I think if you do, some twists against that big, beefy line up front, pressure, I'll bring more pressure this game than anything else. I would. The Spags, I come in, I'm just like, blitz, 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 blitz. That's what we're doing. So 30 yards rushing, possibly. AJ Brown under 71 point. I like that one. I like that bet. Smith 50-plus receiving yards. And I like that thought process. It does tie in for sure. Smith is a guy that I think that we had to beat. We had to stop. And like you said, in the slot, that's going to be tough for us, man. That's going to be tough. So
yeah.
Bet 25 to win 214. All right, Teja. Okay. All right.
Stepping it up this week.
He is.
I'm coming up in the world.
Jeez. Okay.
I know.
You're on the wild side.
We're gonna eat good. We're gonna eat really good.
I love it. I could taste the steak right now, baby.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You don't even need A1 on this one.
No, sir.
All right. So my bet, I'm happy that Teja stepped up to 200 this week. That's good. So my bet's 25 to win 325 this week. So we'll begin Chiefs money line. So I'm taking the Chiefs underdog in this one at home. Mahomes has never lost 3 games in a row in his career. So this would be historic if he loses this game. He's 13-4 coming off a loss. So 13-4 coming off a loss. I mean, the odds are in our favor in this one. And this is, I guess I would say this is more of a heart bet, I would say. I mean, obviously, I think head we're going to win this game, but I would say the heart's, really, really going to this one. That's why I'm wearing. Don't bet against Kansas City tonight. But yeah, 13-4, and then also he's never lost 3 in a row in his career. Another interesting stat I learned after I'd made this. This is the second time he's an underdog at home. He's 0-1 in games where he's an underdog at home. So take that for what you will. Next one, AJ Brown, 5+ catches. While Teja thinks he's going to have an off day or under 71.5 yards. Last 2 regular season games where he had 1 catch, he followed that up with 5 catches in both games. So the last 2 times he's had 1 catch in games, he's followed up with having 5 catches the following game and getting a total of 19 targets between those 2 games, 10 in one game and 9 targets in the other game. So I do think they're going to feed him the ball. He's kind of, he's been asked a lot of questions this week about not getting targets. And, we've seen him get pissed off on the sideline before, whether they were winning or losing and not getting the targets. But he did say he's not going to be bringing a book on the sideline this year. He says no more free publicity anymore to people with those books. So yeah.
If McDuffie shadows him, I hope they force feed him the ball. Go ahead, please. Do it.
It wasn't he only had one catch last week. He only had one target too. So that he just wasn't looking his way at all. So I think they're going to force feed him this week. And plus, you mentioned no Goddard this week. I think without Goddard also, I think that
zero excuse. Zero excuse.
Yeah.
Even that he's not. You don't have an excuse anyway not to throw the daggone ball to me, Hurts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's also been playing in Hurts' head a little bit. I have to say. And then you got Mahomes 25+ rushing yards. We saw him last week. He wasn't getting spied. He was taking off and running last week. He wasn't running he wasn't running because he was getting blitzed or just feeling pressure. It was there and he was taking it. He was taking advantage of that. And if it does come to a case where it's a close game, and he's trying to fight for those yards, he's gonna do it. And so the last 3 times against Philadelphia, 38 yards, 44 yards, and then 25 yards in the Super Bowl. So he had 25 right on the nose in the Super Bowl this past year. But yeah, the last 3 times, 38, 44, and 25. And yeah, I think with the inactives we have for the receiver room, I know we're hopeful about, I have one of the guys in my bets here, but we're hopeful about these guys stepping up this week. I think with that, Mahomes is going to have to bear the load a little bit. And yeah, he had 4 carries, 6 carries, and 6 carries in all 3 of those games. So Mahomes just run the ball more than 4 times. I think he'll definitely get 25 yards rushing. So next one is Saquon Barkley, over 3 catches. No Goddard this week. I feel like a lot of checkdowns are coming his way. And what's been our Achilles heel over the last 2 years? It's been running backs and tight ends. No Goddard this week, but the running back will be there. Barkley was a big part of the passing game last week. It was Goddard was our number 1 receiver last week as far as catches, and number 2 was Barkley with 4 catches last week. I believe he had 6 targets as well. He had 4 last week, and when he played us in the Super Bowl, he didn't have a big game rushing, but he had 6 catches in that game. So they like the check downs to the running backs and against us. So yeah, and then finally I have Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown 60 yards. Led NFL in targets last week with 16. That wasn't just not just the Chiefs, the NFL in targets last week. And that was a guy who, like we said, he probably wasn't expected to have that kind of game. And he was called upon. But the beauty is in this game, he'll be going against Adoree Jackson, probably lined up against him a lot in this game. Adoree Jackson allowed 5 catches for 103 yards last week. And he will be starting again this week. He'll be going against some. And if Lamb had caught more of those balls, he probably would have had like 200 yards receiving. So not
game, easy.
Yeah. easy. Mm-hmm. Eagles pass rush doesn't look the same. 0 sacks last week. I know they have Carter this week in the lineup in the trenches, but 0 sacks last week. We talk about the fact that, we're going to come in and bring some passion to this game. Offensive line, I know there's a little change up in our offensive line, but those guys definitely watched film. Mahomes talked about how they watched Super Bowl film as hard as it was. They watched it, and they saw their guy get beat up, 6 sacks. I think offensive line's going to come into this game with some vigor and some fight, and I think they're going to really take these guys out and not allow the pass rush to beat his face like it was in that Super Bowl. So all that to say, 25 to win 325 smackaroos and 42 cents.
Okay. Not bad, man. Not bad. You actually convinced me on one of these. And so I do believe Chiefs money line do take that. The one you convinced me, A.J. Brown, 5+ receptions. Seeing what he got, like you said, the 2 games following where he only had 1 target. And look, he's following Jalen Hurts into the bathroom, on the plane, on the bus, in the sauna. Hey, man, I'm going to be open, man. Hey, Jalen, throw me the daggone football. And so I know he's going to target him. He had to turn Smitty down. So he might turn Smitty down on the wide open just to appease A.J. Brown. So I do see 5+ receptions. It may not be even deep ones, just comebacks, curls, like little things. Just get him going.
The stuff that you see Goddard usually doing.
Yeah, just kind of, hey, man, just, slants. Just get him out of my head, okay? Hey, look, man, you done got your 5, okay? All right?
So in games, I just did the math on this one, too. In games that Goddard missed last season, in 8 games, he averaged 76 yards and 5 catches.
Oh, wow. Okay, that also adds to it, too.
Yeah, okay. So like that one, Mahomes 25 plus rushing yards. I think this week is going to be a little tougher. And I think what you do is you spy him with Zach Bond. So that would probably be their remedy for Pat taking off. And I do believe that what they'll try to do, probably in the middle, is probably look for Cooper DeJean or somebody, to get Travis Kelce down in the paint. I think they think, he's able to do that. I think that's how they're probably going to run the coverage. They're going to believe, well, Kelce can't get open anyway. Just stick to him. So Mahomes 25 plus rushing yards is going to be a harder week for him. Get the 25 yards. Barkley 3+ receptions. I do believe that. Like you said, get the ball to him. This is another handoff. Throwing it to Barkley. Just get open field. Against our linebacker. They're for sure looking at that matchup and saying, yeah, this makes sense. So if you don't hit you over the head, giving you 15 carries, 20 carries, we're going to throw the ball to you out the backfield, okay, and let you just work. Let's see who's the better athlete in space. That would be my game plan all day. Hollywood 60+ receiving yards. I do believe Hollywood have 60+ receiving yards. I think, if anything, he has shown that he's a guy. When he initially came here, he was going to be the guy. He was going to be that compliment to Rashid Rice. And him catching the balls like he did last week, you're like, okay, yeah, he's ready. He's healthy and he's ready. And that's all we needed to see. And Hollywood just needed to see that too. And so I'm looking for him to have a big game. I actually am. So bet $25 to win $325. Not bad, Marcus. Not bad, man. Not bad.
And Daniel, I like the Calcaterra bet too. Like I said earlier, though, when I was taking my bets, I only had 2 guys available in the receiving stats. Like I couldn't really choose a lot, but I do like Calcaterra. That was before.
What is his? What is he looking at?
I don't know.
He can't do more than 3 catches, probably.
It's probably
it's probably 2.5.
It's probably low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know FanDuel is the only one that I saw. They had Chiefs receivers. DraftKings had nothing earlier. But we're sponsored by FanDuel, so that's where you need to go.
Yeah, I didn't see it on. I mean, when I did it, FanDuel didn't have it either.
Calcaterra.
He 25 yards receiving.
Now he's 21.5
and 3 catches.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's true.
Yeah,
so 2.5. Probably.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
I do too. He'll check a few balls down to him for sure, and he does a good job, kind of filling in for Goddard, give you something.
Yeah, he's solid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay, this is the tough part. This is where Teja gets butt hurt.
Okay, so hey, oh man, come on, man, try to be fair here. So Mahomes 200+ passing yards. Did like that. Barkley under 87.5 rushing yards. Like I said, if he doesn't get in the running game, passing game looks pretty good for him. So he still could be under 87.5. Hurts 30+ rushing yards rushing. I think we had to spy him. We had to do something to stop Jalen Hurts, and he can hurt you in the rushing game. So you had to have somebody spying him as well. Who is there going to be is going to be the question. So Goddard being out, you might be able to do somebody. Drew Tranquil or someone. AJ Brown on 71.5 receiving yards. I do think that happens, even though he catches 5 balls. It's going to be, okay, dink and dunk, give me a couple things, might catch a good one, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a close one under the 71.5. Smitty, 50+ receiving yards. I think he's going to be the sneaky one that you're like, daggone, we got to stop him. Got to make sure something happens. Marcus's Chiefs money line down with that. AJ Brown talked me into it. 5+ receptions. Mahomes 25+ rushing yards. Like I said, I think it's going to be somewhat of a spy. It's going to be they're going to try to keep him inside and run. Like, don't get him outside. You got to make him run in between the tackles. Barkley 3+ receptions. Do think it happens. Hollywood 60+ receiving yards. Bet to win $25, win $325. And with this to be said, On here, this week, I think I'm going to have to go with Teja.
Ooh.
I think JD feels bad that he didn't choose me last week.
No. I tell you what, I when I see Marcus's and I start reading them, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going with Teja already. I'm looking at it. And just a simple fact, man, like Mahomes 25 plus rushing yards. I don't think they want to allow it to happen. And we watched, like you talked about, Zach Bond ran Miles. I think it was Zach Bond that ran Miles Sanders down.
He did. He made Miles Sanders look very slow.
Yeah. Zach Bond like, Miles Sanders like, he's coming after me. And that sucker can play some ball, man. So I would spy him if I'm Zach Bond. He's going to be all over the field. The one thing you can't let happen, Patrick Mahomes, is let him run past the line of scrimmage. He's going to probably run around to try to extend plays, but getting up the field, I think they're going to be like, come off your guy and come get him, because we can't let that happen. And if you don't stop him running this, with him running, that's why he finds open guys. That's what he does a good job of. So, tailgating Mahomes rushing yards always happens. I hope it does. I hope it does. My game plan would be to spy him and make sure it doesn't. You got somebody close to that line of scrimmage, like Zach Bond, just sitting there like, okay, you don't throw it right here in the middle of Travis Kelce. As soon as you take off, you go out with it. So
I'm very tempted to do a Pacheco bet again.
Their run D looks shaky, man. We just talked about Miles Sanders breaking off a 60-yard.
We might try to come out with our being down two number ones. We might just try to just ram it down their throat, especially if our O-line's feeling feisty that day.
Oh, yeah. I had to see what Pacheco is.
It's I think it's 40.
I have it.
40 yards.
His line is 33.5, and Kareem Hunt is 22.5.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I might have jumped all that. Shoot.
Mahomes' line is 25.5. So we're getting a yard underneath his actual line.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, 25 yards don't seem like a lot, and it's really not. But if you have somebody spying to make sure that he doesn't beat you there, then I mean,
33 for Pacheco is not a lot either. But only give him five carries, it is.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he's not Jamal Charles out there turning 5 into 50.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember what his over/under for carries was last week?
Pacheco?
Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
No. It was way. It was like 11.5, I believe.
11.5.
Oh, you talking about in the bet? What it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's it right now? 6?
7.5. So it's gone down 4 since last week.
Well, yeah, we don't run the ball.
Yeah. I know.
Well, I think
7.5 though, huh?
Yeah. And they don't list Kareem Hunt's carries.
That's like okay. What was his over under for yards? 32.5?
33.5, and Kareem Hunt's was 22.5. Yeah, Kareem had 5 for 16 last week. I thought they were going to start toting with him once he got that first down, that one round. Dude, just keep giving it to him.
It's 4.5 per carry for Pacheco if he gets 7.5 carries, 7 carries, 4.5. He got 5. He got the average 5 last week.
Yeah.
So if they give him that, if they actually give him 7. I think we're going to try to run the ball early.
Yeah, we should.
I might even take a first quarter Pacheco carry bet. Actually, that's what I'm going to do.
A first quarter Pacheco carry?
Yeah, like over under carries in the first quarter. Let me see what.
Okay, all right.
I just see rushing yards first quarter. I don't see.
They don't do that, huh? That sucks. Rushing yards first quarter. What's that?
5 yards for Pacheco in the first quarter is minus 215. 10 yards is plus 116. 5 yards I could see.
Yeah, 5 yards is what? Minus
$215.
Dang, man. DraftKings is minus 277 for that bet.
Wow. Yeah, it's FanDuel.
I have to call FanDuel, get them to match that price. The price of for the price of on the house.
Yeah, and I think the fact that Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, all these guys for them last week looked as good. And of course, it is division games, so it's a little different. But those guys looked really well against that Eagles front last week, and that was without Carter still though.
Oh shoot, this is supposed to be the Super Bowl matchup. It ain't gonna look no different than what they did last week. This is for rights of like either knocking you down or you becoming the guy, right? This is what the Eagles are looking to be. These are Eagles and Chiefs. You got pretty much the same people that came from the Eagles down with the Chiefs. I mean, these are cousins going at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Daniel Son, who is an Eagles fan, he's been commenting on our chat. Appreciate you, Daniel. Our run D looks completely different without or different than with JC. I mean, yeah, man, it's a.
Yeah, I'm not saying it can be worse than last week, but we also have a better O line than the Cowboys do too. I can say that.
And a better O line from when last time we saw them in February too. So I mean, I think it goes without saying.
Plus, I also think it comes down to mentality, man. I think we are going to play with a lot more aggression and urgency. We're the ones coming off the loss, and we're the ones coming off the Super Bowl blowout. So again, like I said earlier, if we don't play like that, I'm very worried going forward. So I think we have to play that way. And I think you do that by saying, let the O-line run wild, man. What is the O-line like doing, JD?
They like running. They like smashing. They like hitting. They like moving bodies.
Let them do it.
Yeah, let them do it.
They're mad. They're angry. They're looking for revenge.
Right. Don't put me out there in pass protection the whole game. I don't want to do that.
We got Simo the Savage now. I mean, it's a new ball game.
Yeah. So
yeah, that should be a good one. Also, I know neither one of us did Kelsey bets. How do you feel about Kelsey this week? I know you had him in your keys to victory, just getting the tight ends involved. How involved do you think he should be in this game if we are going to win this game, especially without Worthy and Rice?
I think Travis, he'll have at least 5+ catches, every bit of it, if not 6. So I don't know what that is right now. I'm looking it up, but I would almost look for him to be featured this.
Yeah, 5.5 is his over under for catches this weekend.
Really?
I might have to take
that. Huh?
Yeah, I might have to take that one because they go and same thing with get him started early too. He's another one. Run game, Travis Kelce, or tight ends. That's what you got to do. So
yeah.
You do a lot of 2 tight end sets.
And do you think the rookie Jahad Campbell will be the one to guard Kelsey? I mean, how do you think they go with that?
Shoot, you better not. You put him out there too.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna find out real quick.
Yeah.
Like it's like that at old school when you see old guys in the basketball and you like, I got him, and he gives you one of them old school moves like, you bad for it. he just trotting down the court as slow as ever, just trotting down.
I mean, they have a few young dudes in that secondary, not secondary, but on the defense. Jahad Campbell, who we all loved on the show during our pre-draft process, and then Teja's boy, Makuba, the safety from Texas, who you are a huge fan of, Tej.
Yeah.
So, those are 2 guys I know we're big fans of those guys, but nonetheless, they are rooks, and they are going against very experienced. You may say it may not be, Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, but it is an experienced group that is going out there between Juju, Hollywood, and Kelsey. Those are experienced guys out there.
It's a pretty different defense than what we faced in the Super Bowl, period.
Yeah.
They're missing a lot of guys on the same defense. They're missing Sweat, Mint Williams, Gardner Johnson, and Slay.
Yeah.
That's 4 starters.
4 starters, 4 main guys too. That was like
guys that got paid.
Yeah, got paid. It was in us. They showed up.
Yeah, part of that money, they owe the Chiefs on a little fruit basket. We help getting paid.
Yeah, Yeah, so should be a good one. But yeah, guys, that does it for us on this Friday night. We hope you guys enjoyed JD's beautiful keys to victory. One to really get us in the mood for Sunday, as well as a nice heartfelt message for everyone to love each other the way we're supposed to, like we always say on this show. But yeah, JD, you want to close us out here, buddy?
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, it was some good bets for the guys that the Dash brothers put out there. I went with Teja's this week. Not saying I didn't dislike all of Marcus's.
No, don't try to make up. Don't try to make him feel good. Screw Marcus's bets.
You hear Marcus? See, look, see. Hey,
I hear him.
We're gonna see how it's gonna turn out. My thing is, and I'm always like this. Like I actually like both of them. I think Tate's gonna win, but I do like yours too, Marcus. So Marcus, you prove us wrong. How about that? Okay.
I will.
So we'll do that. Other than that, man, the whole, keys to victory. I think if we stick with that, I'm gonna show everybody when we go here on Monday after the game. Keys to victory. Did we follow through what we said we were going to do? Got to run the football. The wide receiver core is great. We got to be physical up front with the offensive line and D line. That's where the game is going to be won on both sides of football, offense and defensive line. Okay, whoever wins that game, that part of the game, this game should win. That should go in that favor. Same thing, secondary. We got to be stingy out there. We got to play physical. We got to be in these guys. Make sure don't give A.J. Brown no room. Same thing with Devontae Smith and his thin self. Hit it. We've gone against fast guys before. We know what that is. They don't have Goddard. So linebackers, hey, cover those flat routes over the football. Be ready to tackle Saquon Barkley in the open. That's a hard thing to do, but y'all guys are capable of doing it. And so with that being said, man, I think we pulled out this victory. I can't wait to see the game. I think this is going to be a good football game, a great football game, to be honest with you. Game of the week, baby. Let's go. Let's see what it's all going to be about.
Is this it's the Fox? Is it CBS? Who
Fox 425. It's the Brady. It's the same crew as the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we'll be right here on our podcast, right here on our channel, directly after the game. So probably like 7:30, 7:40-ish on the East Coast. So 6:40 in Midwest time. So yeah, come
over
right
under
here
over under 3.5 times. Brady says the word stud. He's a big fan. He's a big fan.
He says stud a lot.
The guy's a stud. The guy's a stud.
Really, I never noticed that. Well, good stuff, man. Well, listen, man. Like I said, and y'all heard my message in the keys to victory about us doing a much better job as far as being a country. We need to do that. Like I said, it's a better way to doing it. So let's speak to our better selves. Let's try and put this thing together, man. Just actually reach out to our neighbors and other people that are hurting, but also to get this thing together. We got to do a much better job of it. So we have the love of God in them. Let's show it. Okay. So with that being said, just want to say bye to Stu. What up, Stu? Good talking to you, my brother. Linda Hunter, Daniel Saying, Gary Holland, Optimistic James, Gary Holland, like I said, Kurt Spruhan. Good to see you, Kurt. Kevin, good to see you, Kevin Brown Hong. Let me see who else we had. Joe E. Will was in here in the house. Tailgater. Good to see you guys. Who else we got in here? Drew A79. Good to see you as well, sir. James Stinson was here. Nana Sherry. Thank you so much, Nana Sherry. MJ, about time. Demetrio Spence. What's up, Demetrio? Came on through. MJ, Benny Sands. Who else we got? Sasha was here in the house. Let me see who else we got. Andre Chenault, Austin Skeen, James Tarbox, Aaron Rose, 69. Some different names. Eric Brown in here. Ooh, everybody start coming in. Y'all come check our show out. We love it. They trying to get you paid, man. The Dash brothers are trying to get you paid, man. Marion Oliver. I done told already, Teja, I'm ready for the steak. Okay. So Teja, I don't want my plate to be empty, man. I'm sitting there like, daggone, Teja. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want you to don't leave any meat on the bone either.
Big D Mac was here. Lars Zinkser in the house. Casey Colossus, Mizzou 19. What else we got here? I think it was pretty much it. Did I miss anybody? Monica Sloan. Okay, Monica Sloan. I remember seeing that.
There you go.
Okay, Sparkle Sports Card from Down Under was here. Good to see you all. Sparkle Sports Card. Noah John Marshall was here. I think that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Well, listen, I tell you what, you guys, y'all take care. Love you, Marcus, Tage. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Yeah, man. Y'all be safe out here. Y'all take care of one another. Be good to each other. Y'all take care. God bless. Love you, fellas. Love you out there. Chief Concerns, family. Barney, Optimistic James. Remember, we ain't wearing no purple suits, brother. Next week, we're going to get this win. Okay? Tony Gunn, too. So, with that being said, man, y'all have a good evening. Y'all take care. God bless. We'll see y'all later.
Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you Sunday after the game.
Sunday after the game.
See y'all.
guys.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.